Hi there, it's Sandra with Bruce City Thrifts. Today I am at the little Goodwill on Oakland Drive near the University of Wisconsin in Milwaukee. It's a tiny little Goodwill, and that's great because I only have an hour to shop, so let's hit it. The first thing I notice is this ceramic. I think it's a birdhouse. It's got a little caterpillar on it. It's the shape of a green apple and that little handle for a hook. And I thought it was super cute. I had picked up a few things off camera. So this is one of them. This is another. This is a little Pooh Bear birthday cake resin figurine. And this is a bunny in a basket. It is glass, a lidded dish, and I thought it was kind of sweet. And so those were my first three pickups. Really promising. I found this nice transferware creamer. There was a sort of a paint your own ceramics triceratops. There is a piece of Native American pottery that is signed, likely vintage, probably 1980s. This is a hand-thrown pottery plate, and I thought that might be a little enameled piece, but I think it was actually just metal. And then a little, like a little Toby piece. So I had started among the tchotchkes, and one of the things that catches my eye is this pair of metal. I'm not sure what these are. Servers, I think. I think those are actually salad servers. They're metal and they have little flowers on the end. I thought they were really cool. So those went in my cart. And I am sorry, but I can see that my fingers kind of getting in the way of this beautiful Balik creamer. It is the shape of a swan. I have bought and sold these before, but there are a ton of them on eBay. So it's not easy. It's not an easy sell. I put it in my cart just to kind of take a look at it, and I know the mark on the bottom does matter for those creamers. Sorry about my finger in the way. Doggone it. And that was a nice little piece there. Here we have a gold ceramic bird planter. Gosh darn it. Then this is driving me nuts. Hope it's not driving you nuts. It's driving me totally nuts. My finger at the top of the screen. And then I see this little Santa with a it's a votive holder, and it's really nicely made, and there's a lot of detail on it. I don't typically pick up Christmas items, but that definitely looked like a nice piece. And checking out that glass bowl, a piece of pottery here with a nice, I like the glaze on that. It's kind of plain but matte with a glossy glaze in black, looked kind of nice together. That little figurine had a chip on it, not typically something I would pick up anyway. This is a shell geometric centerpiece. That was a ceramic figurine. Chicago paperweight. If you're able to see behind my finger, which is in the way again, that is one of these figurines I keep seeing around all over town with no eyes, and they're totally creepy to me, so I do not pick those up. Then I see this bowl. This is an IKEA piece. It is brass. It is, I'm trying to read the label there. It is a cutout floral bowl, and I just like the look of it. I know it's contemporary, but it's a pretty contemporary piece, so that went in my cart too. I noticed this black glass flower. It could be a bud vase. It's got a spiral stem, It does look to be truly black glass, not amethyst glass. It's got a sturdy construction. I think it's more contemporary. I'm going to guess it's made in China. Murano glass flowers can do very well. This one, I don't think the quality is quite there. So, taking a good long look at it, I decide that will go in my cart. Returning to the shelves, I see this ceramic flask. It is signed. It's got a nice design on it. Here is a cow stretching, doing the downward dog, the yoga pose. Downward dog is easier for this cow than it is for me. And then this is a little ceramic bird and a Tanala bird here. It does have a mark on it. This is the kind of Tanala I like, with the kind of muted colors. They don't sell very quickly on eBay anymore. I think there's just a lot of them on the market. And this one is not signed. So I put it in my cart, but it does end up going back on the shelf. Here's another bird that I pick up to take a look at. It's got some Asian writing on it, and it's some kind of hand-carved hawk, maybe. Kind of interesting, but it does go back on the shelf. This ceramic piece was really fun. It is a buddy trinket box. It's just very ornate. And I think it's pretty contemporary, but I like that the little bunny is down there at the side. My hand is over on top of him, but there's the daddy bunny with a cigar reading a paper, and a little bunny there at the side, and it was charming. It's an Easter piece. There's Easter eggs. Here are some art glass fish all together. So someone probably donated a collection. These are usually made in China. They do sell, and they are pretty, and I like the different colors of this set, but I decide I am going to leave them this time. And I also noticed this set of, I guess you would call these dress mannequins. This is it looks a little more vintage. It's a music box with a dog with a headache, like he's sick. He's crying, and it's quite sad and pathetic, and that makes it fun and cute. It's actually a really nice kitschy piece, and kitsch fans out there are probably sad that I passed on it. I don't do a lot of kitsch, but it was a really fun piece. I agree. So I was looking at some maracas, some shells, this little figurine on its side. I made sure it was put right. These shelves are always pretty packed and pretty chaotic at this Goodwill, which is fun for a picker, of course. I noticed this mirrored fan. This is another music box. It's kind of an unusual piece, but it looks to be, fairly inexpensively made. And there's a metal bowl back there. I'm in the China sets area and notice this transferware dish. Looks like it might have a little age. Underneath it is this pretty dish, and I don't recognize it at first, but I turn it around and I take a look I see on the back, I think this is, yes, it is. I take a look under the sticker. It is a Mackenzie Childs piece. Now, this is super, super duper exciting for me. I've never found Mackenzie Childs in the wild. This is not the most valuable piece ever, but that is a true Mackenzie Childs that I just found in the Goodwill, and I am thrilled and excited, and I put it in my cart immediately. Here is a stack of I like the design on those saucers. This is a piece of flowware. It's got a chip. It's a flowware saucer. Flowware can be very valuable, but with the chip on this one and the fact that it's missing the teacup, I leave it. This is a nice plate. I'll have to look to see who that's from. Looks like it's hand painted. And this is also another hand painted plate of some roses, and it's signed. Those can sometimes be nice pickups. I put that in my cart to check it out. Another plate that catches my eye is by Vernon Kills in California, and I really like the design, but I leave it behind. This is a Majolica style plate with a beautiful, I think that might be an orchid on the top. Another hand painted plate. No, I'm sorry, this is a transferware plate. This is probably possibly antique, and it's a very nice design. Next to it are some Royal Dalton teacups in the woodland pattern. These are definitely vintage. They are priced all over the place on eBay, and I decide to leave them on the shelf. Here's a stack of Beatrix Potter Peter Rabbit plates made by Wedgwood. These all date into the 1980s. I actually grew up with some Beatrix Potter from back in the 60s and no longer have it, but these are nice pieces. Here is a really lovely hand-painted vegetable server, maybe for broccoli or asparagus. And look at the beautiful flowers. Those, I think, could those be poppies? They're a very muted poppy if that's the flower they are. I'm not sure what flowers those are. And here's another. This is more of a transferware vegetable server. They're both really nice. And I like the cutouts. I just love the painting on this. I'm kind of debating, should I put the roses back and take this one? But actually, when I am looking at hand-painted vintage and antique plates, I'm always looking for violets. If it had violets on it, it would be snatched up and put right in my cart. But I end up leaving the roses and the poppies behind. I noticed this little dish. It has a nice design on it, and the one next to it, I end up taking that little blue and white one. It's a Deruta dish. In the pictures, I noticed these prints. They're on very, very thick cardboard with a felt backing, so definitely have some age. I put them in my cart to consider them a little bit more. They may be placemats. And then there is another series here of Irish places that I take a look at, but I end up taking these English one. That's London Bridge right there. Smeagol, Gollum, are you kidding? Look at this figurine. It is awesome. It is huge too. It's made out of probably some kind of plastic, maybe a resin base. And honestly, this would have been a great gift for my son. But the price of $30, whoops, I didn't quite catch that on camera. It was priced at $30, and that really is retail. And while it is a super cool piece, oops, the head rolled off. Luckily, it is not easy to damage, but I leave it on the shelf. Okay, it is cart review time. We've got that black glass bud face. We've got the Mackenzie Childs. We've got a box of thank you cards that I picked up for myself. This I didn't show. This was a marble candle holder that went back on the shelf. Then we have the Balik creamer that went back as well. We have the Tanala bird that went back on the shelf. We've got the bunny rabbit trinket box, hinged trinket box I did keep that one. We've got the IKEA brass bowl. That one came home with me. We've got this little Deruta bowl that came home with me, and these possibly Arthur Court metal servers. Those came home with me. The plaques came home. Unfortunately, those plaques came home with me, but unfortunately, Gollum and Smeagol went back, as did the ceramic birdhouse, this plate, the Pooh Bear, but I took the bunny rabbit.
What? Mackenzie Childs? Are you kidding me? I can't believe I found Mackenzie Childs out in the wild. In fact, I recently had a conversation with my girlfriend who said, you will never find Mackenzie Childs out thrifting at the Goodwills. Well, today never happened. I am thrilled it made the whole trip worthwhile. I did put a ton of stuff back at the end because I just didn't have time to look things up, so I went with my gut. I got things that I don't typically pick up, and I am just super excited. So hope you had a great time. Thanks for coming along. Like my channel, come back, comment, subscribe. Thrift on, siblings. That's why we do this, right? Thrift on, and we will do this again.